Yeah, obviously Louis Tomlinson's playing from One Direction. He's a massive Doncaster fan. I didn't have to persuade him too much. He grew up watching Doncaster, and obviously over the 10, 11 years I've been there, we've had some great years, some promotions, cup winning team, and yeah, probably arguably the best period in the club's history. So when I asked him, he was over the moon, and he's been really helpful and supporting me. So yeah, it's something that I'm looking forward to.
As you say, over 10 years at Doncaster, second in the all-time appearance list. Not many players show that kind of loyalty. I can think of Matt Bloomfield at Wycombe as one at present. Has it been quite a roller coaster ride for you?
I mean, you could say that. When I joined the club, well, they just got promotion out of League Two, and it was on the up. John Ryan was in charge, and they were so ambitious. And obviously, speaking to John at the time, he wanted to progress the club and get into the Premier League, and first, obviously, the Championship. So, no, I wouldn't say it'd been a roller coaster ride. I've had a couple of relegations, bounced straight back with a Championship winning team. So yeah, it's been good. Every sort of year, the club's progressed with my ambitions, so I've had no reason to leave, really.
That game at Brentford a couple of years ago, final match of the regular season, you scored the winner late on to clinch the League One title. Dramatic. How good was that for you?
Yeah, that was amazing. I mean, you couldn't have wrote what happened. Every time I sort of think about it, going back there, it sort of gives me goosebumps.
Because Brentford had the penalty, didn't they? They missed the penalty. You went upfield and scored. That is pretty much as dramatic as it gets to win promotion and the title.
Yeah, I mean, obviously when the penalty got given, 90th minute, we know if we can get a draw, we get promoted, and then you're thinking another 2 weeks, potentially in the playoffs, anything could happen, and obviously the penalty taker hit the bar and it breaks, and all of a sudden I'm trying to keep up with Billy Painter at the time, and he squares it and we score, and we go up as champions, and obviously Bournemouth finished up second. I think they had the trophy over at Tranmere at the time, so yeah, it was always nice to go up as champions, and to score that goal was, like I say, you couldn't have wrote it, really.
Let's take you back to the early part of your career. You swapped Newcastle United for Exeter from St James's Park to St James's Park, only 366 miles difference. That's really where your career took off. But am I right that you considered quitting the game at one point down there?
Yeah, it was difficult for me. Obviously, I'm from Gisborne, which is a small town near Middlesbrough, and grew up sort of not wanting to be a professional footballer. Just grew up playing football and enjoying it. So when I had the opportunity to go to Newcastle, I sort of never believed that I should have been there, if you like. So yeah, moving away from home for the first time, moving from Newcastle to Exeter was difficult for me, and subsequently got relegated out of the Football League, and really not enjoying my football, sort of looked at quitting and looked at doing something else. But lucky enough for me, Doncaster came knocking, and it was another move up north, closer to the family, and started enjoying my football again.
You said that you didn't think you would become a professional footballer. What did you think you would do? What was the likely work path for you?
Yeah, I never sort of crossed my mind that I would be a professional footballer. It wasn't that I didn't think I would be. It was just something that a lot of people nowadays growing up want to be a professional footballer, but for me, it never even entered my head. It was just something that I did, I loved, and I still do love. I think that's probably one of the reasons why I'm still playing at 34 and enjoying every day I go into training and every time I play a game. So I think going forward, when I was 15, 16, you don't really think that far ahead, or I didn't at the time, so I didn't know what my future held. But lucky enough for me, 17, 18 years down the line, I've been lucky enough to do something that I really do enjoy.
So 34 now, do you see yourself playing for anybody else, and what plans, if any, do you have after you stop playing?
To be honest, I can't see past Doncaster. 12 years I'll have been at the club after my contract runs out. I love the club dearly. It's been a massive part of my life. It's a great club. It's a family club who supports the fans, and the fans support the players, and I've had a lot of that throughout the 11 years. And going forward with my career after football, it's difficult to say, because I sort of tend to put as much as I can into my playing career. Try and play as long as I can and look forward. But I mean, something that I have done is formed a company called Pro Mindset, which is looking at changing people's mindset towards football, dealing with disappointment, injury, loss of form, things going on outside of football to enhance your performance.
Because it is difficult, isn't it? Particularly for younger players who haven't got the life experience. If they do have these disappointments, whether they get rejected by a club or get injured or perhaps get into some off-field trouble that we hear about.
Definitely, and obviously with the things that I've just mentioned to you there, I've experienced quite a lot of it, the ups and downs of football, and been lucky enough to speak to the right people and give me the right tools to be able to change my mentality towards that. And I think a lot of people aren't aware that you can change the way you think, and it does change the way it does change your results, basically. And like you say, for young lads 16, 17, 18 that are told they're not good enough, it's hard to take. And if you can be shown or given the tools to deal with it and come out a better player, then that's something that I want to do.
Well, James, we wish you well. Good luck with the match on Sunday. And just finally, do you have many One Direction songs on your iPod? And if so, which is your favourite?
Like you say, I'm fortunate. Well, I've got 3 kids now. I've got 2 young boys and they're big One Direction fans. So yeah, it's on every now and again in the car, but I can't say I have a favourite song.